For more, let's bring on our world champion. There he is, Will Middlebrooks. And speaking of world champions, the current ones are the Dodgers. And they went to San Diego and took on the Padres, who this offseason we know made a move. And they're saying, hey, we're here. Let's come after it. What'd you take from this series? I can tell you right now, I take from this that if the Dodgers bullpen was ever any good, they might win 130 games. And that's really the only way it seems like you're going to get them. But what did you look at when you saw this sort of first pose down between these two?
Yeah, it was fun baseball, from the fan side of things, for the analyst side of things. It felt like postseason baseball. It really did. The intensity was there. The big hits were there. The starting pitching was there. And I know the Padres lost the series 2-1, but there's a lot, I feel like, of positive actions going on there. You look, like I said, the starting pitching. Other than Snell, right? He pitched well. He really did. He threw the ball really well. 34 straight starts of not getting past the 6th inning. He gives a 3-ball count guy. He gets there a lot. He throws a lot of balls, but he was still effective against a really good lineup. The Padres had a lot to be happy about. They actually outscored the Dodgers 11-10 in regulation. They gave up 5 runs in the 12th inning in game 1. So they hung with them. They're not quite out of the topic of being little brother in that division yet. To the Dodgers, but they're right there. And you know what? I was saying I didn't think this was a rivalry yet. Until the Padres can prove they can play with them, it's not a rivalry yet. But after this series, I feel like it's well on its way, and it's really close to being one of the best rivalries in baseball.
All right, it's early when the Yankees have the worst record in the American League, but they're still huge favorites to win their division, and they still have the best odds to go to the World Series of any team in the AL. So the team with the worst record has the best odds to come out of this. I say Yankees, you say what?
I say they're uber talented, but the talent's not doing much right now. And let's be honest, right now they stink. They're not pitching. They're not hitting. We knew there were question marks with the rotation. We knew Cole would be good. We knew he would be great because he always has been, and that's just who he is. Pleasant surprise has been Jordan Montgomery, the lefty. He's throwing the ball really well and picking up some slack and giving them some serviceable outings. But there's question marks with Kluber, with Taillon. We knew that. Kluber came in with a handful of innings over the past couple years. Taillon's coming off his second Tommy John. You don't really know what you're going to get from that. All right, Domingo Germán, they just sent him down to the alternate site. He came out, he stunk to start the year. All right, are you gonna bring up Deivi Garcia and hope he found some command in the alternate site? Maybe he did, he's got the stuff, but there's so many question marks. It doesn't matter that their bullpen's decent. It doesn't matter because they're not getting the ball to their bullpen with a lead because the offense is doing nothing. They're not picking up slack. Stanton, Torres, Frazier, Hicks, these guys are all under 200, well under 200, some of them. And they're just not doing anything. No big hits. It's just not a fun team to watch right now. And hey, Boston Red Sox are looking good. Do they sustain it? Probably not. I still do think the Yankees come out of this. I think the lineup figures it out. The pitching isn't going to be great. The lineup figures it out.
Yeah, but that's exactly the point. I was about to say, I'll tell you what, I'll bet you a nice steak. I'll take the Yankees. I'll give you everybody else in that division. Because that's a sucker bet right now. Of course, you're still taking the Yankees. They are still the dominant team in that division. We're 10% of the way through. It's like remain calm. All is well. Although the record's not that good right now, as you mentioned, and the offense has been kind of putrid, and the defense hasn't been very good, and the pitching other than that. I'm kind of listening to these things, but it feels like it's going to get corrected.
I do want to say, this is their worst record or worst start 15 games since 1997. Well, then they went on to win the World Series in 98. 99 and 2000.
And they made the playoffs in 97. They made the playoffs in 97.
Right,
so they still make the playoffs. All right. Shane Bieber is striking everybody out. He's on a historic pace. Yeah. It's both, obviously. But how much of this is his greatness versus how much of this is the newfangled lineups where we don't care how many times guys strike out?
Yeah, it's a mix. It's a mix, but I don't want to take anything away from him because this hasn't been done since they moved the mound to 60'6" in 1893. So let's not get away from the fact that of all the great pitchers that this game has seen, and he's the first one to do it in 4 consecutive starts to start a season. There's guys that would go complete seasons and strike out 10 guys in one game and still have a good year. So look, his stuff is unbelievable. He's not going to blow you away like deGrom and throw 100, 101. He's going to sit 94 to 96, which is still solid. He's going to move it around. But if you watch his starts and really dissect what he's doing, there's no like tendencies there. He's not throwing certain pitches in certain counts or certain locations in certain counts. It's any pitch, any location, anywhere. He's hitting every quadrant. He pitches to the edges. He doesn't throw anything over the middle of the plate, so he doesn't give you anything good to hit as a hitter, and that is so frustrating when he just, and I'll tell you this too, the more he can just hit that corner over and over again and show that control, the umpire tends to keep giving more and more and more off the corner, and that makes him even better. So the stuff is there. He is a true pitcher. He doesn't rely on pure stuff like a lot of pitchers in this era. He really knows how to pitch.
All right, well, despite the fact that he's had this great start and guys like Marcus Stroman have had a terrific start, if we're doing this Olympic style and giving out medals, Bieber gets the bronze medal, Garrett Cole is the silver, and unquestionably to me, Jacob deGrom is the gold medal winner if we're looking at starting pitching right now. You got any problems with that list? You want to make any changes, substitutions, deletions, additions? Or, to quote a famous sports movie, who's coming with me, and is the answer you?
Yeah, I'm coming. You should never vote against Jacob deGrom, ever. The only, maybe just because he's on the Mets and the Mets like to Met when he pitches and he somewhat curses his offense. I don't know what that deal is. He has a losing record since 2018, and he's got a 2 ERA, and the team's like 36 and 44 or some crazy stuff. That's absurd to me. But beyond the fact that he is the best pitcher in baseball, he will sit 98 to 101. He's got movement. He's got a power changeup. He's got a slider at 94. It's just not fair what he's doing. He's not human. He's not from this planet, and he's just going to continue to do it. And he gets ahead in every count, it seems. You're always 0-2. It's just really tough. I've faced him before. I faced him at the beginning of his career before he was as good as he is now, and it was still uncomfortable. The ball just comes out different. You just hear it coming.
You know, it's funny. I know we don't like to compare guys who don't physically look alike, but in some ways he reminds me a little of Pedro in that his ball's coming so hard with so much movement, right. And I see more guys popping it up in the infield the opposite way because they're just, ball's rising in the zone, it's going away from them. Left-handers pop up to short and third, just easy, nice ones. Right-handers pop up to first and second. It just, and then you look up and you go, this guy just dominated everybody. I mean, he's not the physically big guy. I see, I'm not saying they're exactly like, but I see a similarity. Am I crazy?
No, I totally agree, actually. It's because guys have to guess. They 100% have to guess against guys like Pedro and deGrom because they throw hard, they're coming at you, they're aggressive, and they can throw any pitch in any count for a strike. But with deGrom, it's the velocity. When things happen that fast, you have to be ready for the fastball or you have to purely guess at off speed. So that's why you get a lot of bad swings and a lot of swing and misses because guys are purely guessing.
There he is. Great world champion, even better guy.
Want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis. No yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.